So today we're talking about what to write off for taxes. Even if you only have 1 or 2 clients, you need to be doing this because there is tax benefits to starting and writing off things now. I'm Adrienne Paxoza, the creator of Fearless Practitioners, where I'm a business coach for you guys. I'm also a registered dietitian and an owner of a group practice here in Austin, Texas. I've partnered up with Simple Practice to bring you some great videos on how to build your dream practice. Let's get to it. Let's talk taxes. Whoa, don't fast forward through this video just yet. I know taxes are so scary. And I get this question all the time from all my coaching clients is, what can I actually write off for taxes? So we're putting this video at the very beginning of all of these videos because we really want to get that mindset of you as a business owner at the beginning. The reason we want to talk about this is when you're first starting out in your practice, it's going to cost some money. So we're going to go through all the things that you can legally write off in taxes. So we're going to make our taxable income low by having all of these write-offs for your practice. And we want that taxable income to be really low so at the end of the year we don't have to pay taxes on it because as much taxes on it. You'll still have to pay taxes, but as much taxes on it. But remember, I'm not a CPA. I'm a dietitian. So you definitely want to check with your CPA or whoever's doing your bookkeeping to make sure you're doing this legally, okay? Let's do this. So we're gonna start writing off taxes. And where you get all of this is from a Schedule C form, a 1040 form. And your CPA will know how to fill it all out. But why we wanna go through this is how you're going to itemize everything and know, can I write this off? Can I not write it off? And what category does it go into on the Schedule C form? So the first one is rent, and that's your office rent. So if you are doing an in-office, definitely that. If you have a home office, you want to have a designated area that has square footage. It gets a little tricky, so you want to check with your CPA to double check if it's a dual purpose office space. It usually doesn't count. The other thing to write off is advertising. So you can write off business cards, and I always put in this like printable advertising. So business cards, brochures, mailers, all of those printable advertising. If you have any other advertising like online or those types, that'll go further down in our list. The other piece that you can write off is utilities. So electrical, AC, heating. Here in Texas, it's only AC. I don't think I've ever used my heat. The other is licenses and taxes. So the very first time you do your license, maybe that's your business license, all of that, it's not if you have to keep renewing it. So your very first one, because remember, this is your first time to start a practice, and we want to keep our first time costs down. As you get going, you'll be making so much money, it won't matter. And so that's why that first initial one is the one that you can write off. Next one is supplies. These are tangible supplies like pens, paper, copy paper, whiteout, highlighters, paper clips, all of those tangible cleaning supplies, whatever you need tangibly in your office. So the next one is office expenses, and these are intangible purchases. So this could be your domain name, your website, if you use any online programming for like newsletters, your electronic medical record, your scheduling, any of those would be the non-tangible expenses. So that would be your office expense. Next is travel and meals. So if you are traveling to meet with somebody for coffee and you have to pay for parking and then you have coffee, all of that is going to go into travel and meals. Little asterisk to this one, it's not always 100% that you get back. So if I spent $5 on coffee, I'm not going to be able to write off 100% of that $5. Don't get stuck in the weeds. Don't get worried about all those details on how you're going to report it. Hire a CPA, that's their job. Your job is to just keep a good track of it. So we'll get to that at the very end on how to do that. The last part is the part V of the Schedule C, and this is other expenses. It kind of is a catch-all. This would be continuing education, memberships, and credit card processing. All of those would go into the other part of your Schedule C. The other piece at the very bottom is the employee benefits. So this could be health insurance, retirement, all of those. So the last piece is depreciable assets. And this is anything that is over $2,500. So if you're gonna buy a new computer, a great microphone for videos, whatever it might be, the reason is it will depreciate over time. So it's a one-time purchase and it's a big purchase and it might kind of depreciate as the time goes on. So as you're going through setting up your practice and you're starting to buy all these great things, word to the wise, you gotta do it, is keep track of everything and itemize it. And you wanna make sure that if I buy something, I label it. So for example, if I went out to coffee with a marketing person, that isn't marketing or advertising, that's a meal and travel. So every purchase needs to have a label. So if I bought a new domain name, that's office expenses. If I bought my electronic medical record, that's an office expense. If I bought a highlighter, that is more of a tangible expense and it wouldn't go in the office expense, it would go in more so the supplies. So really making sure everything has the appropriate label, because at the end of the year, you're going to give your CPA either the Excel document or the QuickBooks, and they're going to magically figure out your taxes. So if you have it all done at the beginning and you're doing it every single time you're buying something, life is so much easier. So please, please, please set aside some time every single week to do this. I promise it won't take more than an hour, and in the long run, at the end of the year, your life will be so much better because it's all organized and it'll really help to save you money in starting your practice. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye guys.